Okay, let's unpack this. In a world that just constantly bombards us with noise, pulling us in like a million different directions, finding genuine focus, real purpose, it can feel like a superpower. So today, we're doing a deep dive into an artist who seems to have, well, harnessed exactly that, Neon ADEJO. He's a UK R&B Christian artist. And we're drawing our insights from his YouTube video, the one featuring the song Impress, and also a short, but wow, incredibly insightful interview segment. Our mission here is basically to cut through all that chatter and really extract the core insights. We're talking about artistic purpose, true validation, unwavering focus, especially in our busy, hyper-connected world. We'll be exploring what really drives an artist like ADT when that inherent desire for recognition clashes with, or maybe even redefines itself against, a deeper, more personal calling. It's a really fascinating look at how an artist navigates the modern landscape with, well, an almost ancient sense of conviction.
Yeah, and what immediately grabbed you, I think, isn't just the message itself, but the sheer boldness of that opening statement. I mean, think about it. In an era where most artists, consciously or not, are basically their own self-marketing agencies, always optimizing for engagement, ADHO's stance is almost like a radical act of disengagement from all those external pressures. He's not just saying, oh, I don't care about external approval. No, he's actively redefining what success even means in a creative pursuit. He's shifting the goalposts entirely, away from public reception and towards personal conviction. It's kind of a blueprint for creative resilience in this hyper-connected world.
You're absolutely right. The song kicks off with such a striking declaration. It almost feels defiant, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Human validation, that's not what I'm striving for, fighting to be noticed, not what I'm living for. I mean, it's an immediate, powerful rejection of what many people might assume are the default motivations for any artist, especially one trying to make a name for themselves today. He's essentially drawing a very, very clear line in the sand right from the start, saying, basically, my ambition isn't rooted in your applause.
And that's incredibly significant.
Yeah.
For an artist to explicitly state, right out loud, a disinterest in human validation and fighting to be noticed, especially in an industry where metrics like likes, views, followers often do define success, or at least perceived success. That opening acts as this really powerful signal of ADJ's core values. It tells us straight away that his artistic drive isn't rooted in external approval. And that instantly elevates the message beyond just, entertainment. It becomes something much more purposeful. It shifts the entire framework for understanding his art, really. It asks us, the listener, to look deeper than the surface.
Okay, so he's drawing this really clear line about what he doesn't want, but that immediately begs the question, right? If he's not striving for human validation, then what is he striving for? And he answers that directly, almost immediately. He follows up with his guiding principle. To be led by your spirit, that's my greatest desire. Higher, all I want is your will and nothing more. So he connects this desire for spiritual guidance directly to that rejection of external validation we just talked about. It's a very intentional trade-off he seems to be making.
And this really highlights the profound implications, doesn't it? Defining your greatest desire, your ultimate goal, as being aligned with a higher spiritual will rather than, say, worldly success or fame. When that becomes the primary focus, it fundamentally shifts artistic expression and personal drive, too. It suggests a creative process that is maybe less about catering to passing trends or desperately seeking mass appeal, and much more about serving an internal spiritual directive, like a calling. This focus could lead to art that feels deeply authentic, maybe even resistant to external pressures. Because the artist's measure of success just isn't tied to the usual indicators. It really challenges the whole notion of what it even means to be successful in a creative field.
That brings us to this, well, truly singular focus. It's something he repeats throughout the song, like a rhythmic anchor almost. He hammers home this message with that powerful, repeated chorus. I don't want to impress nobody but you. I just want to work with you because you are the truth. The directness, the unwavering nature of that message, it's heightened by the repetition. It's undeniable. But it's not just the words, is it? It's the way he delivers that line, the melody, the understated production. It all speaks to this quiet, steadfast conviction. What do you make of that choice? Musically, to sort of echo his lyrical intent like that.
Oh, you hit on such a crucial point there. In R&B, repetition isn't just about making something catchy, right? It's often about building an immersive sonic landscape, kind of a groove you can almost meditate within. And Adedio uses that perfectly here. The melodic loops, that smooth, understated, yet really deeply soulful delivery. It creates this sense of quiet power. It's not some big shouted declaration. It's more like a deeply felt, almost internal affirmation that the listener is invited into. And the smooth, almost laid-back R&B production subtly reinforces that this isn't about grandstanding. It's about sincere personal devotion. So if we connect this to the bigger picture, the meaning of you and the truth in this context, well, it's established as the sole source of inspiration, the sole collaborator. Now, for an artist, this singular focus can be both incredibly challenging, I'd imagine, and also profoundly liberating. Challenging because, well, it means consciously ignoring countless other potential influences and distractions, so many voices telling you what to do, but liberating because it offers this clear, unwavering compass in a world that often demands compromise. It kind of allows for an unfiltered creative flow, driven by this singular internal conviction, rather than, external demands or expectations. Yeah.
And he actually doubles down on that, doesn't he? He says, I don't want to hear nobody but you, nobody but you.
So,
Wow. I mean, that's a complete tuning out of all other frequencies, isn't it? Just shutting everything else off. That's a powerful idea. And frankly, a really challenging one for any creative person today. We're just bombarded with opinions, online critics, fans, even other artists. What are some of the real world pressures or temptations that an artist like ADEJO would have to actively resist to keep this kind of laser focus? And what might be the personal costs, that kind of unwavering discipline?
That's a truly insightful question. Yeah. Because, while it sounds liberating, the practicalities must be immense. This whole idea of filtering out all other voices to listen only to this singular source, this truth, it demands intense discipline, real conviction. For an artist, it means resisting the allure of commercial success, which often requires compromise. Watering things down. It means resisting the temptation to chase trends just to go viral, resisting the sting of negative reviews, or even just subtle pressure from collaborators to maybe adjust their artistic direction. The personal cost. What could be a feeling of isolation sometimes,